Senegal, a place full of color, culture, and life. It's beautiful, it's vibrant, but did you know it's also one of the most expensive places in Africa? This video will change your mind about visiting Senegal if you've been thinking of planning a trip here. Come along as I explore this amazing country and find out. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel and give this video a like. I just arrived Dakar, Senegal, and as you can see, I'm still at the airport, and right behind me are some aircraft. So far I've seen the weather is hot. Yeah, the weather is hot, and I had some bad experience at the airport, but that's going to be a video of another day. Let's do this. Senegal is a country in West Africa right on the Atlantic coast. It's known for its warm hospitality, rich culture, and deep history. The official language in Senegal is French, but there are many local languages spoken too, like Wolof, which you hear everywhere.
We have the Wolof, we have the Tukula, the Serer, the Lebu, the Jola, but everybody live together. Not a problem also with the ethnic.
On est sur la terre de la Teranga. Tout le monde est très familial, les gens mangent tous ensemble, c'est vraiment très agréable. Tout le monde est gentil. Bon, c'est vrai que ça peut être un peu compliqué avec les transports et le fait, en fait, de rencontrer plusieurs cultures. On se connaît, tu vois, le Congo, le Gabon, la Côte d'Ivoire, le Sénégal.
Senegal became independent from France in 1960, making it one of the first countries in West Africa to gain independence. Finding a place to stay in Senegal can be a bit of a challenge for a budget traveler like me.
Everything is expensive here, and we don't understand why also it's expensive.
Okay.
Because if you see in West Africa or in Africa, Dakar is the most expensive city in Africa.
Wow.
So everything is expensive. The electricity is expensive. So the connection
Really?
is expensive. So the apartment is expensive.
Before I traveled to Senegal, people told me that Senegal is expensive and, you know, a lot of things are not affordable. I said I was going to come and see it by myself, and really, things are expensive. I mean, crazily expensive. Going from transportation to food to accommodation to hotels, Airbnbs. I mean, everything is expensive and quite unaffordable. But aside that, the people are hospitable, they're nice, they're free. Even the police would smile at you as a tourist. So, guys, if you're coming to Senegal, you have to really be ready for it. Hotels here can go for around $200 a night, which wasn't quite in my range. After some searching online, I found this Airbnb for just $70 a night. It's affordable, comfortable, and honestly, it felt like a great deal for what I got. And to give you an idea, in Nairobi you can find nice hotels for around $70 to $100 a night, and in Rwanda you might spend between $100 to $150 for a really good spot. After landing in Senegal, I needed a ride to my Airbnb. I took a taxi from the airport, which cost about $100. The journey gave me my first look at Dakar. From the lively streets to the mix of old and new building. You get a sense of how another side of Africa looks like. My first stop in Dakar, the capital city of Senegal, was the African Renaissance Monument. So I just arrived at one of the most important places in Senegal, the African Renaissance Monument. It's said to be the largest statue in the whole of Africa. This place is amazing. I mean, it's beautiful.
To Africa's tallest statue, the African Renaissance Monument. Located in Senegal's capital, Dakar, the 49-meter-tall bronze structure is over 1.5 times the height of the Statue of Liberty.
Standing at 52 meters tall, this is the tallest statue in Africa. The statue shows a family, a man holding his child on his bicep, pointing towards the future, and a woman by his side.
We have a family, the woman, the fathers, and the children.
Okay.
So, and it's mean the president, they say it's mean the opening the African continent to the world.
Okay.
So we come from to the under the ground, and so to go
back
up, and also for the better future.
It's a symbol of Africa's strength, unity, hope for a brighter future. It was built in 2010 to mark Senegal's 50th anniversary of independence from France. But building it wasn't easy. It took years of work and cost around $30 million. Inside, there's a museum filled with Africa's arts, history, and culture. You'll find incredible sculptures, painting, and artifacts that showcases the richness of Africa's heritage. The museum tells the story of Africa's past, from the ancient tradition to the fight for independence. It's a journey through the continent's history all in one place. So, I've had quite a hectic day today and it's about 3 p.m. and we're going to try some Senegal food. So let's see what Senegal has to offer. Let's go in and check it out. One of the best parts of traveling is trying the local food. And here in Senegal, I got to taste something special, the Baobab juice.
Baobab tree, there is a lot of advantage because it's the symbol of Senegal. In Senegal, we have two symbols, the Baobab tree and the lion. And the Baobab tree, with the fruits, we can make this local juice that we call bouille in Wolof. And if you have also the diarrhea, so you can drink it.
Diarrhea, really?
They can stop it. It's a tree that can live around 1,000 years. Actually, they say the biggest and oldest Baobab tree, so we can find it in Fatick, in the middle of Senegal. 850 years.
And then there's the onion sauce with rice. You'll find it almost everywhere in Senegal. This was one of my favorite dishes here. To a very good extent, I enjoyed it. So we are currently in the boarding room waiting for our ferry to arrive. The ferry will take us to Gorée Island and it takes about 30 minutes from the shores of Dakar to the island.
You'll be seeing the door of no return and then how slave trade has been in those years.
If you look at my left here, you can see the island there. That's the island. And if you look on my right here, you would see Dakar. We've left Dakar already. Gorée Island is one of the most historic places in Africa. It was the largest center for the Atlantic slave trade. People were taken from their homes and brought here before being sent across the ocean. It's a very small island with a really big history. It's also one of the most beautiful places that you'll find in Senegal. Today, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
The island is not very big. It's just 1,900 meters long, 300 meters wide, for an area 28 hectares. The island was very small by the size, but very big by the story. There is no car, there is no pollution, and also it's a safety island. There is no aggression, no chief. And imagine if someone take your bag, you don't have to run behind him. You can go directly where you take the boat and wait him over there. So it's impossible to escape. And everybody know everybody.
Population of people here. What's the population?
People.
Only 1,800 people live here.
1,200 Muslims, 600 Christians.
When Mandela came here just a year after he himself had been freed from prison, he insisted on coming into here, one of the small cells that was used to punish slaves accused of misbehaving. He spent some time in here alone. When he emerged, he had tears in his eyes.
This place has a story that is quite disheartening. Hunger for civilization.
So this cell is 7 meters long by 1 meter 30. And before they can put between 30 or 40 children. And here the death was more important, around 30%. So if you take 100 children, 30 are going to die. They are more fragile. They don't have clothes and they have between 6 and 12 years.
This is the door of no return. It was the last place many enslaved people saw before being forced onto the ships. Standing here, it's hard to imagine the pain and fear they must have felt.
And at this time, there is some slave that prefer to die than to do the travel. They jump inside the ocean. But if you do it also, you are going to bring the other one who are changing with you. And with the goal of trying to unpunch, they are going to die. So it's why at this time there is many sharks in this part of the island. And the slave who are sick also, they throw them in the ocean. And sometimes it's possible to have a family like the father, the mother, and the children.
As a slavery?
Yeah, but when they arrive here, they live separate because they separate them by the sex and the age. And when arrive the time to sell them, they are going to sell them in different countries. They can sell the fathers in Brazil, the mother in Haiti, the children in Cuba. So the separation is very total. Wow. And when they live here, they never see them again. They never see them again.
As the door of no return, but it's come to symbolize the last step that millions of Africans made as they left the shores of this continent onto slavery in strange lands beyond the ocean.
It's my 4th day here in Senegal, and today we are currently on transit to the Desert of Lompoul. There's a lot to see in Senegal, and the Desert of Lompoul is one of them. The journey to the Desert of Lompoul is an adventure on its own. It's a 4 hours drive from the city of Dakar. You start with green fields and villages, and suddenly you are surrounded by endless sand dunes. The wind here is crazy, and if you look right behind me, you would see the way the tents look like. That's like where everybody sleeps and spend the night. I stayed in a traditional camp with tents set up right on the sand, and this is what it looks like. And what's a visit to the desert without a camel ride? So guys, I'm going to do the camel ride right now. This is probably my 3rd camel ride in the desert. The first one was in Dubai, the second one was in Egypt, and this is my 3rd camel ride in Senegal. I think I'm going to name this camel Steven? Yeah, meet Steven the camel. It's a bumpy but fun experience, and the view from the top of the dunes is amazing. At night, the camp comes alive with traditional music and dance. You can hear the sound of the music. It's almost 8 p.m. and they are playing some kind of music that I don't understand. Chance to experience local culture in the most authentic way. The whole stay cost me about $70, which included the tent, dinner, and breakfast. The next day we traveled to St. Louis, and while on the road I couldn't help but admire the architecture around Senegal. It's a beautiful mix of old colonial building and modern structure that really showcases the country's charm. St. Louis is about 4 to 5 hours drive from Dakar, the capital city of Senegal. The first thing you see is the Fadhab Bridge, an iron masterpiece built in the 19th century. It was designed by Gustave Eiffel's company, the same engineer behind the Eiffel Tower. This bridge connects the mainland to the island of St. Louis.
Welcome to St. Louis, the first capital of the French Western Africa.
This city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and was once the capital of French West Africa. It is surrounded by colonial-style buildings painted in bright colors with wooden balconies and old shutters. It's a blend of French influence and local design, giving the city a unique, timeless feel. It is said that the construction of this steam crane uses the same iron that was used to build the Eiffel Tower.
So many houses since the year 1716, when they renovated, they still use it. Why? This island is classed in the World Heritage. And if you have your house, you can't change, just to renovate. Louis Collier, the French guys, built a fortress at the year 1659, and he gives the name of Saint-Louis by the king of French, Louis IX. The king of French, Louis IX, the only saint. That's why we call it Saint Louis.
It was the capital of Senegal from 1872 to 1957 and played an important cultural and economic role in the whole of West Africa.
So in St. Louis, there's a part where there's a river, and this river is what divides the whole of Senegal to Mauritania. If you look right down there, there's a land there. That is Mauritania. If you're very good at swimming, if you can swim from here to that place, you've left Senegal and you're in a total different country. I mean, another country entirely.
Yeah, in this side, the river makes the border, Mauritania and Senegal.
The Portuguese discovered St. Louis
at first, at the year 1444, before America. They discovered America at the year 1492, and St. Louis 1444, And after we have Netherlands, we have French England, and the England people, they occupied St. Louis at the time. That's why Gambia, Gambia is a little country. And after the French people, they gave Gambia further. England, and they stay in Senegal.
St. Louis is also a gateway for many people seeking a new life across the ocean. Its location by the Atlantic makes it the starting point for journeys to the Europe, particularly the Canary Islands of Spain. You would see a lot of traditional fishing boats in St. Louis. Many of these are used for fishing, but some are also used by migrants who hope to make the dangerous journey across the Atlantic. If I should take a boat from here,
Yeah.
I can get to Europe.
Europe, yeah, that's right.
And it's just 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
Not far at all.
Not far, Canary Island.
Let's go to Europe.
Let's go to Europe. Brazil.
While exploring St. Louis, I knew I couldn't live without trying the Senegalese Jollof rice, or as they call it here, Thiéboudienne. They say it's the best in Africa, and I just had to see what the hype was all about.
I think in Senegal, so we have the best jollof rice. And exactly in this place, Saint Louis, it is where we are going to find the best ones. Yeah.
In the whole of Senegal?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so guys, I'm going to try their jollof rice, and I'm going to give you guys feedback on what they say is the best jollof rice in the whole of Africa. We are here, and this is the restaurant where we're going to have this jollof rice that they claim is the best in Africa. So let's go and try it. This is what it looks like. There's a fish, there's the rice, I don't know, some black stew or something. I don't know what this is. I don't know what is right here, and all this. So let's try it. So I have been in Senegal for almost a week now. Yeah, 7 days. And what I can say about Senegal is that they have one of the most hospitable people that I've met in the whole of Africa. I mean, these people are so good to you. You could go into a Senegalese home and they would offer you food. They have good food, but I don't like their jollof rice. You don't feel unsafe when you're here in Senegal. I don't know about other parts of Senegal, but I went to Dakar, St. Louis, and some other parts closer to Dakar, and all of them are nice. I mean, they are very nice to you. And Senegal is one of those places in Africa that most people don't visit, but it's an amazing place. They have a lot to offer. They have a lot of history. They have a lot of things that people out there in the world need to know, and they don't know yet. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your comments below. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.